Hey guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Keeping It Real with San and Melody. Today we decided to switch things up and actually do a reaction video on the new season of The Wife. And yeah, I did drag my boyfriend into doing this with me because he didn't really seem too excited to shoot this video, but I am because it's just something different and it's something we both enjoy watching amongst many things. So we just wanted to play around with some ideas, including this one, and shoot the video for the live. And you're gonna see just now that we are watching like a snippet of what's to happen in episode 1, 2, 3 of this current season of the wife. So yeah, any words?
Yeah, I mean, we do want to try and do different things, new things, provide something that we both can enjoy, like recording and doing, and just have a little bit of variety and different sorts of entertainment and educational or like self help things on this channel. And we don't want it to just be basic, boring, just us always staying to a camera and talking with you guys, but also getting other styles and methods of engagement happening amongst each other.
Yeah, and you do understand the shows we're going to be reacting to, not everybody might know about or may have watched it, and it might not be for everybody. But I mean, again, like, just have an open minded kind of perspective on things. If you haven't watched it or you don't know about it, it might do you justice to watch it. If it seems like it's something you're interested in, and if it's not, then feel free to suggest other things that we may comment on or review that you've watched and you enjoy so that like we can kind of have an inclusive thing going on in this channel and not have anyone feel like left out.
Nana, tse ke go tlhologetse thata.
Papa, batswadi ba bang ga ba gopotse bana ba bona ba ba letsetsa megala e seng di-bioscope tse wena o di dirang. O nkutswitse papa gape.
E kere yaanong lona batho ba ko Gauteng ga le arabe kgotsa la busa megala ya batho jaanong re direng go nonagana gore o dirang isozile fela re tsa fa mosimane ko wena ga nkitla o bona naledi wa nkutlwa le ge o ka tlisa gauta kgotsa silivera yotlhe e mo lehatsheng naledi wa fa o re nna we a e soba le hurutshi le amogetswe mo kweneng.
Oh, Montsho bapo, baphiri ba tlharo, ba tswapo. O ba kgalagadi, ba tlhaping. O ba kgalagadi, ba ngologa. O ba kgalagadi, ba phaleng.
All right, so what do you think of what we've just seen?
Well, I think a lot of things, but I'm gonna just share a couple of things just off the bat from what we've seen. Like, I don't feel like that snippet, like we've just seen so far, kind of does episodes 1 to 3 justice because a lot happened outside of what you've seen. And yeah, that bothered me honestly because the focus was just on Naledi being kidnapped. And I don't think that's just what episodes 1 to 3 were just like only about. But yeah, based on just her kidnapping, I just feel like the idea of Unaledi having like this past of his coming back to haunt her in the present and interfere in her love life and things like that. I feel like it's things that actually happen in reality. Like some people do have to deal with the fact that, because they have responsibilities, they have to put their happiness aside and fulfill those responsibilities. And it's kind of unfair in terms of Nadia's point of view that she has to sacrifice now the idea of being with someone she loves for somebody, who her father feels like, is the right one for her.
Yeah, and I feel like it's worse when it's responsibilities that you didn't pick for yourself.
Yeah.
Like she was born into a specific family, a specific culture, and a specific reputation to uphold for her family, and that's kind of like enforced responsibilities, and I feel like that just makes it even more worse. But the reason I feel like it's based around her kidnapping is because they're trying to entice the audience to like watch the episodes to find out more, rather than for them to just give out too much in the like previews that the audience feels like, okay, I now know what happens and I understand what happens and I don't need to watch the episodes. It's supposed to be like invitation to watch the episodes, not like telling people like this is what is happening in the episodes.
I get that, but I mean, you can entice us a little more by showing us like more things to come, more things that we can expect in this season of the life. I feel like with any new season, like the show needs to start off with a bang, and like the last episode at least leave us like with something to like make us want to watch the next episodes going forward in the season. And I don't feel like this preview did exactly that. But however, we did watch actually the episodes 1 to 3, and we felt like we have opinions surrounding that. So if you didn't watch episodes 1 to 3 and you don't want any spoilers, then this video is not for you. So if you have watched it or you just into like finding out what it's about, then stick around and yeah.
Yeah, but overall though, I feel like what you're saying is true. Like it also did not leave me wanting more. Like besides the preview, just also the episodes in general, I felt like they were a little too calm. Like for a season that ended on such a high,
yeah.
like they started it on a very low,
Low,
and I
yeah.
felt like that kind of created like a shift in energies and expectations from the audience, because the ending was so high. You were like, oh god, the next season as soon as it comes it's gonna be a bang.
Yeah, like
things are gonna be popping, it's
you
gonna be
know.
insane, but it was just very
True, because like what I was expecting from the very first episode, like I was expecting Kawe to go back to the house and just call all the brothers to the home, and they be like a meeting, a sit down, them deliberating like a plan on getting that lady out of wherever she is, she's kidnapped. But I mean that wasn't the case, so it was like kind of pushed to the back seat, and other things were being
presented and new things were being presented, and yeah, I did lose a little bit of like context in like the show, because I also expected the same. I thought that I was gonna be like immediately I was gonna go back home, share the information. They were all gonna be like, "What? Let's hunt her down. They're gonna find out who it is," and it just was gonna be like a full on war or like violence type thing. But everybody was very like disinterested because they had their own other personal things to attend to and focus on, and I felt like it left the audience very like split and separated, because it's like so many things are happening at once that you had to pick which like side you want to focus on more, like the lady's kidnapping or the things that are happening with the other brothers or the things that were happening with the family as a whole. And I feel like that was a little bit too much to put on their audience members, especially after ending this previous season the way that they did.
Yeah. Can you first talk about the two elephants in the room? The first being the return of Sam Ruler, because Sam Ruler returned from the dead, and like just how the brothers reacted to that. Like I feel, Ungo Sana was like, because he was the first one to see him before they actually went to the main house. Like that was a
Yeah.
beautiful moment for me.
Outside of
And
Mukok.
yeah, outside of Mguk, obviously. You know, it was a beautiful like
Yeah.
moment to
For
like
me-
witness.
For
Honestly.
me personally, it wasn't even about like how was the family gonna react, how the brothers were gonna react. For me, it was like how were they gonna sell his survival? That's what I wanted to see. Like how,
So to who?
like to like the audience and to the family of how he survived. Because we all saw him get into the taxi, and we all saw the taxi explode right in front of our eyes. Well, in context of like the show, and you know, like there was no point in time where we felt like he could have not been in the taxi when it exploded. So I was very interested in seeing like how are they gonna downplay that to be like, oh no, it makes sense how he survived. And I feel like they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, they
in,
did. Like
you
the
know,
story that he was telling his family when they got back to the main house as to how he survived the taxi explosion.
mm,
I mean, I was even asking my boyfriend, like, he must have done like some real training for that
Yeah.
scene where he got out of the taxi with one arm and like managed to like walk and like escape his way, like limping with one leg. And you know, he eventually like obviously passed
out from loss of blood.
and that's how the new character came in the show. The person that he's
Currently his girlfriend.
his girlfriend, like something like that. Yeah.
Oli. Ubani?
X. Mina ngibizwa ngo-X.
Oh,
Naye
yeah.
usibizwa ngo-X.
I think Oko.
Yeah, well, X, whatever her
Yeah.
name is, that girl. You know, I even told you, Wuti, I just feel like for X, you know, until obviously I learned Wuti, X is like what's Bonnie and Clyde, like they are Bonnie and Clyde because they both like know how to use guns and things like that. But prior to me knowing that, I wasn't happy with like the person that was casted for that role because I was like telling my boyfriend that, you know, I felt like X could have been Kitty way, like, you know, the old generation's Kitty way, like, you know, like umama alamdala, like umama umdala, you know. And before you bash me, like it makes sense because Osambulo was wounded, right? He passed out, and then a lady found her like passed out and took him to his place, right? And Liam sees that like to recover because he lost a lot of blood, and it makes sense as a mom dad, you know, as a nurse, you know, that's what they do every day, you know, because it just, you know, it's a different variety. Like it's normal for younger men to date older women. So I would have loved to see that contrast in what we normally see in the case of women dating older men, because I feel like that is just too normalized that we need something different. So I wasn't really content with eggs until I saw Uti. Yeah, well, she's got a lot going on for herself.
Yeah. But for me personally, like I didn't feel the same. I even told her when we were watching the show, like I didn't feel like there was a need for all of that to happen, for them to cast Katie, or I feel like anybody could have really played the role because, you know, it was just like an unexpected role. Nobody saw it coming. Nobody was gonna be like, you know, this was what was gonna happen next. It was just given to us on a silver platter, and they were like, whether you accept it or you don't, this is what it is. And for me, it wasn't really that deep. I was like, doesn't make much of a difference to me, but I get where she's coming from, though. A little bit of more drama and suspense and everything, but to me, it is what it was.
No, let's see, like, there was a scene where she jumped over the fence into the, like, main brother's house. This was during the time the brothers were, like, obviously discussing about what was happening, like, the issues that they were dealing with in their family. So I feel like even that too, like, it kind of adds to like us questioning her character, like what is her motive with being Usambu? Like she just popped out of
did
nowhere,
make a little
dodgy, you know, and you know how Crazy like was the first to confront her, like you know,
that is true.
Like I just feel like I'm not really feeling the ex character for now, but I'm gonna give the character like time to develop. Maybe I want to grow into liking this person.
I feel like we just do that.
Yeah, but because I just feel like somebody deserves do all right.
I mean, they kind of gave him that in the previous season, like the girl he was supposed to marry before, like she was exactly that. She was like
that's
bubbly,
what I'm talking about. Yeah,
but like I feel like I guess a change of scenery was nice and stuff, but
yeah.
My elephant in the room was the change of actors from the previous Mukrede to the new Okay, and how was that transition gonna happen, and how were people gonna take it, and how was I personally gonna take it? And I feel like obviously it's taking some getting used to and some adjustments, because it's like when you're used to one specific face as a character, it's very hard when it's a completely new face, and they have different styles of acting, different voices, so it's like everything's like uh shift in your mind. Like when you expect to hear Mukade speak, you expect to hear this voice, but now you're hearing a different voice. So I feel like that transition is also like a little something that I also need to personally leave like room for it to breathe and grow out. But for the most part, though, I think it's not a bad transition. I feel like they more or less accommodates the character that they are playing to a certain degree. So I feel like it wasn't that bad. And previous, like before, like the wife actually started. Me and my girlfriend actually thought that Wise Man, that's the name of the person that's playing Umkele, was actually gonna be Mkele for like throughout the whole show, but it wasn't, and now it is. So we don't know whether we could have predicted the future, or we were just always like right on who would have been the fit for Mkele at that point in time.
Yeah, because when the official like initial trailer of the light came out and we introduced all the brothers, like, and you saw Mkele being Bongo, like, I'm not dissing him or his acting abilities in any way, but I just wasn't happy with the fact that Umkele was not Wise Man, because Wise Man has acted several characters in different shows, like Uzalo, for instance, as Usmonelo. Like, I feel like Usmonelo from Uzalo and Mkele from The Wife, they share a lot of similarities in terms of their characters. So I felt strongly that, why didn't they cast Wiseman as the obvious choice for me to be Umkele? I mean, but Ubongo did Umkele justice for the first two seasons of The Wife. It took some getting used to.
That's actually what I was gonna say. That it actually took time for me to get like used to him, but I actually enjoyed him playing Umkele. Like I really did like the way he acted as that character, and I feel like he really fulfilled that character, and he did a really good job. Like I can't like
fault him
on that. Like he did his job like really, really well.
Yeah, he did.
I'm now just interested on seeing like Wise Man, how is he gonna fulfill the character of where he left off now.
Because he's got some shoes to fill, and it's just a question of if he's able to or not. Exactly. And so far in in episodes 1 to 3, based on the credit that we've seen so far, we haven't seen much. Like we've just seen him like with Uthom and him being like a husband and a dad. Not really himself like as an individual.
Yeah, and not much action has been
going on. So we're yet to see that side of him. I mean, that's the side I honestly enjoy in like Wiseman, that he brings out in characters like that, hard-headedness, that chaotic, like violence, like like Wiseman, like in his characters, like I'm just like, yeah, this is the incredible of whatever character.
He's selling the...
Yes, he knows how to sell umuntu okwatileyo or nodlame. So like I'm like, they didn't show it obviously in these episodes so far, but I'm just praying that in the near episodes, like where things go left and he's just like losing his mind, like he really goes all the way.
At this point in time, I feel like the wife should hire us to come be their directors.
Directors, more like commentators.
Directors, commentators, and marketers, bro. Because we legit like marketing the show for them at this point in time.
Free marketing.
Yeah, that's my interpretation of the show so far. And so far, it's a little bit all over the place. But I feel like as time progresses and as more episodes come out, it's gonna dial down a bit, and it's gonna be more focused on a specific like event. But for me now personally, I'm enjoying it, but I'm still a little open-minded to what's happening and what's to come next. But I feel like y'all should also see it, like check out the show, form your own interpretations of the cast and the events that are happening in the season, and just let us know in the comments if you're already watching the show, like what y'all think about it, and just make it a whole conversation of us just exchanging interpretations and perceptions.
Yeah, but before we close off, we forgot to mention one really important thing. Apparently, you know, how do I word this? Uzandile, and you see, she like last season she broke out of jail
Mm-hmm.
like illegally, so and they like swapped her with somebody else, and somehow that person died in jail. So
Mm-hmm.
Uzandile is no more in jail, right?
Yeah.
Like her record's not in jail anymore because she died. But in reality, like from what we've seen, she's still alive with like living her best life with Nkosana and them.
Mm-hmm.
But now she's apparently, been found out due to,
She's been exposed.
she's like
Yeah.
outside and is living with Abozulu, and it's just a chaotic frenzy, and it forced the family to make a decision, making Nkosana to get her out of the country for her safety. And I was really devastated, like towards the end when he decided that she shouldn't leave the country alone. It was on by night, like she'll leave with him and
I
the
mean,
kids.
as expected of a husband.
I mean, I know, but I'm just like, for the show's sake, like I enjoyed Gosana's character being in the show.
You did.
I expected him to be in there for long because I feel like he's like the glue that holds all the brothers together.
He does.
So
He does.
with him not being there, it's like,
Yeah, I
who's
know.
gonna be the glue to hold them together? Because they're just all like all over the place.
Exactly, that is true. That is true. But I feel like it was unexpected. Like I didn't expect him to like leave or like take a break from the show. That's if he is taking a break from the show, because we don't know. Like the last episode ended with them leaving, so we don't know if they're coming back. They're not coming back. We're still yet to find that out. But I do feel like he did leave a mark in him, like leaving, because obviously, like my girlfriend said, he was the glue to the family, and he really kept everybody composed and focused on what needed to be focused on and how to handle business like effectively. So I'm curious now to see who's gonna be that person.
Yeah,
to
who's
do
gonna
that for the
step up.
family. But for the most part, though, I feel like it's not gonna be the end of him or Uzandi there. Or the children, I feel like probably, maybe at some point in time they're gonna come back. If they don't come back, then I feel like they serve their purpose for the previous 2 seasons.
Yeah, I feel like they have.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see who's gonna step up and be Uputum Dala. Like, biologically speaking, I think it's Umwaba, but
Yeah,
Umwaba
he's the
has
second,
been
yeah.
MIA pretty much
Since the season started.
since the season
yeah.
started. So it's just been the rest of the brothers. But it's gonna be interesting to see what happens next going forward.
Yeah, and maybe we'll do another review of the next 2 episodes, or maybe not.
I guess you guys need to stay tuned for that.
Exactly. And yeah, that's it from my side.
That's it from my side as well.
Alright, so we leave it to y'all to share your interpretations of the show.
Yeah, so feel free to comment down below and comment as well on other shows that you suggest that we watch and we react to and share our thoughts on, because we really do enjoy making videos like these as well. And we hopefully see you in the next video.
That's it from our side.
Okay, bye guys.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.